Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the proposals being broached within the DOTR to improve the EDSA busway. A road safety reminder in the Young Street Smart portion centers on the proper way to cross the street after alighting from a vehicle. This week's Pine to Perch shall be about following the 3-second distance rule. Showcase this week shall have the pickup from Mitsubishi, the Strada Athlete Black Series. While for race weekend, we shall have the highlights of the 2022 Race Motorsports Club National Slalom Series Round 7.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition, so you too can race yours.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here are now the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. A member of the House is asking, and the DOTR is promising to look into it, a railway transport system for his constituents. That is,
Bulacan Rep. Salvador Plato is asking the Department of Transportation about the possibility of establishing a railway system to benefit constituents in his district. The question was made during a recent meeting of the House Committee on Transportation. In response, DOTR Undersecretary for Railways Cesar Chavez suggested 3 possibilities. One is extending the MRT-7, still under construction from its planned endpoint in San Jose del Monte and Balagtas Town, passing through Norzagaray and Santa Maria. The second option is extending the North-South Commuter Railway to Balagtas. The third option is getting a new public-private partnership to establish an independent rail system to service Norzagaray and Santa Maria. Chavez said the most realistic and doable option is extending the MRT-7, a project of the San Miguel Group to establish a 23-kilometer elevated railway system that starts from the MRT-3 North Avenue Station in Quezon City to San Jose del Monte in Bulacan.
it may sound like wishful thinking from the congressman, but extending the MRT-7 to more populous towns in Bulacan sounds like a good idea that the San Miguel Group may find viable. Meanwhile, in the past, seniors were given exemptions from the so-called number coding scheme to reduce the volume of vehicles on Metro Road. But that exemption is now being rescinded.
In reimposing the Unified Vehicular Volume Reduction Program, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority decided to remove the exemption privilege given to seniors. In the past, before the COVID-19 pandemic, seniors could request for exemptions in writing, submitting copies of their vehicle's ORCR and paying a 1,000 peso fee. The MMDA said the window hours from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., during which all vehicles can be on the road every day of the work week, should be enough for everyone, including seniors. As it is now, depending on the end numbers of their license plates or conduction stickers, for those not yet issued their license plates, vehicles are not allowed on the identified thoroughfares in the metro from 7 to 10 a.m. and from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. But the MMDA makes clear that some LGUs of Metro Manila also have their own coding schemes which should prevail. For example, Makati imposes 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. coding hours, no window hours in Makati, but senior residents of the city are exempted from the ban.
Seniors should enjoy the many privileges extended to them, and some are saying that the MMDA should consider giving them back their exemption from coding. Many are retired and only motor around for important reasons. Continuing, the seatbelt law has been around for years now, and it seems the LTO and traffic enforcers have forgotten about it, especially when it concerns PUVs like jeepneys, shuttles, and buses. But this may have changed.
The Land Transportation Office is reminding public utility vehicle operators and drivers about Public Act 8750 or the Seatbelt Use Act of 1999. Among other things, RA 8750 mandates PUVs to be equipped with prescribed seatbelts for driver and front seat passengers. It also prescribes the mandatory use of seatbelts by passengers in motor vehicles, whether private or for hire, seated facing forward in the front row seats and those seated at the back row, or the passenger immediately behind the driver of private cars, SUV, and for hire vehicles with running engines on any road or thoroughfare. The LTO also reminds PUV operators to post appropriate seatbelt signages. PUV drivers must also require front seat passengers to wear the prescribed seatbelts or else move them to other seats that do not require the wearing of seatbelts. Failure to do so will warrant a 3,000 peso fine, the LTO warned.
The Seatbelt Use Act is said to be one of the most violated traffic laws in the country. That shouldn't be the case, and the LTO should do more than remind motorists about how wearing of seatbelts saves lives. And finally, the dreaded NCAP should not cause worry for those renewing vehicle registrations, at least for a while.
The Supreme Court has stopped the implementation of the No Contact Apprehension Program, or NCAP, and scheduled oral arguments on its legality for January 23, 2023. Stopped from implementing processes involving the NCAP are local government units of Manila, Quezon City, Valenzuela, Parañaque City, Muntinlupa, and the Land Transportation Office, as well as the MMDA. The SC issued a temporary restraining order against the NCAP, acting on petitions filed by Kilusan sa Pagbabagong Industriya ng Transportasyon, Inc., Pangkalahatang Sangguniang Manila, and Suburb Drivers Association Nationwide, Alliance of Transport Operators and Drivers Association of the Philippines, and Alliance of Concerned Transport Organization, and separately by Attorney Human B. Paa. In the main, petitioners argued that the NCAP violated their rights to due process in assuming that the registered owner is the one driving the vehicle when a traffic violation is committed and is the one punished. While abiding by the TR, the Quezon City government said that the NCAP was legal and proper and that its implementation significantly reduced traffic violations in the affected areas by 93%. In a statement, the QC government said the NCAP instilled a culture of traffic discipline among motorists.
Many agree with the objective of the NCAP to instill discipline among motorists, but many are also saying the process needs a bit of fine-tuning to ensure motor vehicle owners' rights are protected. Those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The EDSA busway or carousel needs some fixing to meet the demand. Motoring Forum discusses the many proposals and suggestions and ideas being broached within the DOTR and from the private sector.
When the Department of Transportation under former Secretary Arthur Tugade began phasing in the establishment of the EDSA busway or EDSA carousel, it was billed as a solution to the problem of pre-pandemic congestion on Metro Manila's main thoroughfare. Ironically, it was phased in under COVID-19 conditions when there were fewer vehicles on the road and congestion was not the main problem needing to be solved by transport authorities. The EDSA busway would also provide a faster commute across the metropolis, with buses given mainly exclusive use of the innermost lanes of EDSA, a carousel or single loop of transport from Monumento north of the metropolis to the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange in the south. The idea is to have the buses running unaffected by traffic congestion and without buses taking over junctions and causing choke points in EDSA. Loading and unloading bays for the EDSA busways were also mainly located on the middle of EDSA, most of them underneath or along MRT3 train stations. As COVID-19 restriction eased and more people began moving about, more and more commuters began to depend on the EDSA busway. This became even more so when the EDSA busway became part of the government's Libreng Sakay program. Buses were provided by a conglomerate contracted to service the route. The Libreng Sakay program was extended even as a new man, Jaime Bautista, stepped into the DOTR to replace Togade under the new administration of President Bongbong Marcos. By then, the EDSA busway was barely meeting the demand for transport. The queues got longer, especially during the rush hours, as fewer buses were being deployed by the conglomerates who complained about not being paid for their services. The LTFRB moved to get the operators paid, who then promised to deploy more buses. But as restrictions were further eased and with schools returning to face-to-face classes and traffic congestion returning to pre-pandemic levels, it has become apparent that the EDSA busway needs to be improved. The Management Association of the Philippines has written to the DOTR proposing to have the private sector take over operations of the EDSA busway. The map suggested that this can be done with government providing the infrastructure and improvements while private concessionaires will operate and maintain the rolling stock in stations, including the fare ticketing system. In his letter to Bautista, the map said that they were prepared to work with the DOTR and other private sector stakeholders in preparing the terms of reference for the bidding and award of the concessions. In this way, the private sector can help develop the EDSA busway to global standards, it said. Meanwhile, DOTR Secretary Bautista revealed that the Swedish government is interested in helping enhance the operational efficiency of the EDSA busway. This offer of help was coursed through Swedish Ambassador to the Philippines, Annika Thunborg, Bautista said. While the map proposal goes through the process of getting approved, if it gets approved at all and implemented or an agreement with the Swedish government is vetted and signed, there is still the need for solutions, short-term and medium-term, to make the EDSA busway provide better service to commuters. MAP suggests expediting construction of footbridges and provisions for easier bus-to-train connectivity. However, commuter groups are wary of the EDSA busway being turned over to private concessionaires. While this could lead to a more efficient, modern, and safe transportation system, it can come at a cost that may not be as affordable. The advocacy group National Center for Commuter Safety and Protection, led by its chair Elvira Medina, also points out that the EDSA busway is not that user-friendly for seniors and persons with disability. The government has promised to maintain the Libreng Sakay program at the EDSA busway at least until the end of the year. And the least it can do right now is to ensure the carousel will provide as many rides to as many commuters as it safely can.
The EDSA busway started out with the promise of providing an efficient mode of transport for commuters while helping decongest EDSA. It worked well enough under COVID-19 pandemic conditions. But people returning to work, students returning to schools, it may no longer be working as promised. A fix is needed. Commuters and the public in general should be hoping a solution can be found. The sooner, the better. That's our Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards, to push, to the extremes, to race, race, race. That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition, so you too can race yours.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. We now have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines.
Isa sa mga pinakamahalagang traffic rules ay ang pagsunod sa traffic lights. Maging ikaw ay pedestrian or driver, you should always learn how to obey the traffic lights.
Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Payon Chaper this week.
Payong tsuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Rodrigo, isang kapwa niyo tsuper. Siguraduhin may sapat na espasyo pagitan ng inyong sasakyan at nasa inyong harapan sa tuwing namamasada.
Maaari mo itong gawin sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa 3-second rule, kung saan ikaw ay maglalaan ng 3 seconds of space sa pagitan mo at ng sasakyan sa iyong harapan. Humanap ng palatandaan sa gilid ng kalsada. Kapag nakita mong nakalampas na dito ang sinusundang sasakyan, saka ka umabante at sumunod.
Tandaan sa pamamagitan ng pagsusunod sa 3-second rules, maiiwasan ang gitgitan sa kalsada. Ito po si Rodrigo Apas, payong tsuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo tsuper.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition. So you too can race yours.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next.
In other motorsports news, Round 6 of the 2022 Philippine Rallycross Series proved as exciting and competitive as the previous rounds. Round 6 took place on the Rallycross track laid out at the Clark Global City Grounds in Pampanga, with drivers competing to set the best cumulative time from 2 of 3 runs on the course. Just less than 3 seconds separated the top 3 cumulative times in Group 1, with Noli Tino coming out on top, Kaloy Kalika in second, and Troy Mabunay in third. Paul Santos dominated Group 2, recording a cumulative time that was more than 8 seconds quicker than P.B. Mendiola in second. Edsel De Dios was a far third. Group 3 and 4 saw the same faces on the podium positions, P.B. Mendiola in first, Paul Santos second, and Edsel De Dios in third. The gap between the top 2 in the group was less than 2 seconds. DJ De Guzman ruled the open class, with Paul Santos settling for second and Steve Akaya in third. Monde Mabilis bested Louis Camacho for fastest cumulative time in the UV class, with DJ De Guzman coming in third. Louis Camacho turned the tables on Monde Mabilis in the AWD class, with Gab Ong finishing in third. Louis Camacho accomplished the same in the pickup class, but this time they were joined in third by Jason Sahol. Paolo Villarta topped the rear-wheel drive class. Easy Ligay was second, Gab Ong third.
More on the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. The 2022 Race Motorsports Club National Slalom Series is turning out into a duel between Paui Base and Estefano Rivera for the Slalom King title. Race Weekend takes us to leg 7 of the series, where the duel continues.
It's been a while since I joined the slalom event, so it's very fun. For me, parang today was mind game for me kasi medyo kalimutan ko na. So, but yun lang. Other than that, I'm getting better. Sali lang ako ng sali just for fun.
So nakatatlong sali na ako dito. Yung first sali ko naka second and third ata ako sa novice stock at saka novice front wheel drive. Then sa second sali ko, first and third. Then dito ngayon, not sure pa. To train myself lang kasi yun nga, as a dream or hobby in the future, parang gusto namin maging medyo competitive. And ayun, nagbubuo kami ng car na isa for solely for racing purposes lang. So right now, ano lang, talagang practice lang until maging ready na yung second car to compete na talaga.
So far so good. We're leading the timesheets, and about the track, it's pretty much more technical compared to the previous times here in Antipolo, and especially the fact it's a bit more confusing considering even the other pros, even my mom's getting confused with the
Very funny, yeah.
getting confused with memorizing the course. But once you get that rhythm down, it's a good feeling to drive around it nonetheless. Well, it's more on the tuning that was changed with my Honda, which I had troubles with last leg. I had to adapt to a different driving style. If you've seen the last leg in Pampanga, the weather was very inconsistent. I was doing fine in the dry, but when it came to the damp or wet tracks, I wasn't able to adjust or compensate for the inconsistent conditions. So most of my preparations so far for this second half or this leg was the mistakes and the shortcomings I have to work on as a competitor and as a driver.
Actually, what they say is, if you love someone, you try to do your best to participate in their activities to make a connection. I've always loved driving, but I've never had my son's innate talent and skill, honestly. I mean, for me, it's I just have to go with what I have. But thanks to Pao today, he was really, I haven't driven in 2 years, so I was getting confused with the course. But thanks to his guidance early this morning, he took time off from his own practice to help me with my landmarks, with my braking points, with my cornering. He really motivated me this morning and gave me the confidence to and the motivation to focus on doing my best in spite of being away for so long. And it just makes me so happy that I can be with him, I can race the same track with him, I can walk the track, and anytime, and I just want to show him my support. And it's just a joy for me to watch him every race. So basically his motivation, my motivation is I love my son so much and he is my idol.
Most importantly, continuously support the Race Motorsports Club National Slalom Series. Whether we get the title this year or not, or next year or the next year, we're gonna keep on running.
There is still a handful of rounds left in the slalom series, and the competition should heat up more. Race Weekend will be there to document the Basi Rivera duel. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. We'll be back after this short break.
Kung ika'y naghahanap ng truck na game sumabak, Travis ang asahan sa maraming haputan. Kayang cargo, 1,660. Kayang cargo, no problems on delivery. Kayang cargo, 1,660. Kayang cargo, no problems on delivery. Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis.
Transcend your business with the Isuzu Travis. Inquire now at any Isuzu dealership near you.
Our car for the week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. In this showcase, we take a look at the Black Series of the Mitsubishi Strada Athlete.
There's something about black that appeals to many, be it clothes, accessories, and vehicles. Mitsubishi is apparently tapping into this by coming up with the Black Series special edition variants of its model lineup that includes the Expander, the Montero, and the Strada. The Black Series models sport Mitsubishi's special jet black mica. By the way, the Black Series also comes in white. But here we're concentrating on the Black Series featuring jet black mica that projects the tough and aggressive yet sleek look that Mitsubishi is going for. This is especially true in the Mitsubishi Strada Athlete Black Series edition. All in black, the Mitsubishi Strada Athlete looks even more, well, athletic. The black trimmings on the front dynamic shield grille, the side mirrors with turn signals and styling bar, the blacked out rear spoiler and front bumpers, as well as the 18-inch black alloy rims wrapped by 265/60 or 18 tires, all make the Strada Athlete stand out even more rumbling down the road or even while just parked. The side decals that extend from the rear door to the tailgate also make the Strada Athlete all the more an attention magnet. The blacked out Strada Athlete looms even larger with its listed dimensions, 5,305mm long, 1,850mm wide, and 1,795mm tall, with a 3,000mm long wheelbase and 220mm minimum ground clearance. For those who'd like to know, the interior dimensions of the Strada Athlete pickup bed are as follows: 1,520mm long, 1,470mm wide, and 475mm high. It also comes with cargo hooks. Mitsubishi rolled out the Black Series editions of the Strada Athlete 4-wheel drive AT and Strada Athlete 2-wheel drive. Some exterior features shared by both include daytime running lights, LED headlamps and leveling device, LED-type rear combination lamps, front undercover, front skid plate, front and rear fog lamps, high-mount stop lamp, door sash, variable intermittent windshield wipers with washer, front towing hook. The Black Series edition features the same interior features and trim of the Strada Athlete. Orange and black leather upholstery with the Athlete part for the seat and trims. Leather-wrapped orange stitching on gear shift and the parking brake lever that match the door trim. The 4-spoke steering wheel tilt and telescope is wrapped by leather with orange stitching and comes with switches and buttons for audio and cruise control. The driver's seat power adjusts 8 ways. The front seats have adjustable headrests. The rear bench seat for 3 also has 3 adjustable headrests as well as a fold-down center armrest. The dash features gloss black and silver accents and an instrument panel with a high contrast meter and LCD-type multi-information display, which can be controlled by switches on the steering wheel. Standard comfort and convenience features include power windows, power door locks, bottle holders and door pockets and doors, cup holders, on-floor console and rear center armrest, grab handles, sunglass holder, map lamp, day and night room mirror. The Strada Athlete comes with what Mitsubishi calls keyless operation system and smart keyless entry. There's a single-zone automatic air conditioning system on the 2-wheel drive, dual-zone with rear air circulator on the 4-wheel drive. The infotainment system features a 7-inch touchscreen display with AM/FM, GPS navigation, Bluetooth, auxiliary in and USB ports, and mirror link. It plays through 6 speakers. There are also twin USB ports in the rear for charging gadgets. For those who still use them, there's a cigarette lighter as well as an ashtray. Parking the Strada pickup is no longer challenging with reverse camera on the Athlete, with the 4-wheel drive also getting reverse sensors. The Strada is powered by a 2.4-liter MiVec intercooled and turbocharged direct injection diesel engine that generates 181 horsepower and 430 Nm of torque. The Strada Athlete is only available with a 6-speed automatic transmission complemented by Tiptronic paddle shifters. The Athlete 4-wheel drive comes with Super Select 4-wheel drive with off-road mode. The suspension system is your standard front independent wishbone with coil spring and rigid elliptical leaf springs in the rear. The brake system features ventilated discs in front and leading trailing drums in the rear. The Strada comes standard with anti-lock brake system, electronic brake force distribution, and brake assist. Standard safety features also include driver and passenger side airbags, 3-point ELR seatbelts for 5, tether anchors and ISOFIX, speed sensing door locks, laminated windshield. The Black Series Strada Athlete 2-wheel drive already comes with active stability and traction control, hill start assist, and hill descent control. The 4-wheel drive variant gets a fuller complement of driver assist functions that include hill descent control, forward collision mitigation system, ultrasonic misacceleration mitigation system, blind spot warning system, and auto high beam. Fuel tank capacity is placed at 75 liters.
The Black Series edition of the Strada Athlete is all about the aesthetics. But it must be said that the Athlete already has a full complement of interior convenience and safety features, as well as the power and handling expected in a good, reliable pickup truck. That's our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards, to push, to the extremes, to race, race, race. That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition, so you too can race yours.
Mitsubishi Motors.
Welcome back on Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Nissan Philippines has added the all-new Nissan Livina to its local lineup. The Livina is a 7-seater subcompact MPV powered by a 1.5-liter gasoline engine, generating 103 horsepower and 141 Nm of torque, mated to either a 4-speed automatic or 5-speed manual transmission. Nissan is offering the Livina in 4 variants: the 1.5 EMT, the 1.5 ELAT, the 1.5 VEAT, and the 1.5 VLAT. Prices start at 1.02 million pesos for the base model. The top-of-the-line VLAT is priced at 1,209,000 pesos. The Livina comes with a 5-year, 150,000-kilometer warranty.
For everyone who is listening out there, mom entrepreneurs, couples who are starting, that they want to have a big family, we have the offer of the all-new Livina. Please download our app or just book a test drive and you will surprise what you're going to find. Thank you.
Toyota Mobility Solutions Philippines Corporation has launched a demonstration project of a mobility service to optimize advertising revenues by specifically measuring the effectiveness of wrap advertisement of fleet vehicles based on vehicle location information using the GPS data sent from the mobile app. The demonstration project is being carried out by TMSPH with Flair Inc., a company that develops and operates mobility-related businesses such as wrap advertising, Toyota Financial Services Philippines Corporation, and Toyota Daihatsu Engineering and Manufacturing Co. Ltd. The project sees TMSPH serving as an advertiser by promoting TFSPH's Kinto One full-service lease product. The main objective is to measure effectiveness of advertising using signs on fleet of vehicles moving in the streets. The project will use 10 fleet vehicles throughout Metro Manila, Laguna, and other bordering cities for 6 months. TMSPH President Christine Arevalo said Toyota is excited to try new technologies and is looking forward to working closely with Flair and testing their system and applications to improve Toyota's internal marketing studies. Suzuki Philippines Inc. is extending its 5 TASIC deals that offer low down payment options and cash discounts for 5 of its model lineup. The promo was launched in August but is now extended until the end of September. Under the 5 TASIC deals, the XL7 is offered with cash discounts of up to 35,000 pesos or a low down payment price of 140,000 pesos. The Carry comes with cash discounts of up to 23,000 pesos and down payments of as low as 82,000 pesos. The Desire comes with cash discounts of up to 60,000 pesos or low down payment of 63,000 pesos. The Espresso is offered with a low down payment of 59,000 pesos and a cash discount of 32,000 pesos. The all-new Celerio is offered with a discount of 38,000 pesos or low down payment of 68,000 pesos.
And that's the week ito in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to check us out on social media. Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 36th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of my dad, Butch Gamboa, and my sister, Susie Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa. Happy motoring!